Good afternoon, friends. We're here for another episode of Coffee and Connections. I'm super excited to come to you today with something I'm really passionate about. So today we're going to be talking all about how to establish your cost of doing business. And let me tell you why this is so important. So honestly, this could be the most important thing that you do in your business. Most photographers start their photography journey as hobbyists, right? Like they get, sorry, distracting, got a little message. They get a camera, they start shooting, they fall in love with it. So they start as hobbyists, and then over time it morphs into this thing that now they call it a business, yet they never actually conduct their business like a real business. And one of the things that I hear most from other photographers, frustrations, is the fact that other people don't take them seriously as business people. So they're wanting people to take them seriously when it comes to respecting their time, paying them premium prices. But friends, if you don't conduct yourself as a professional business person, people are never going to take you seriously. So one of the ways that you're going to conduct yourself as a professional business is by establishing your cost of doing business. So what I want you to do right now is to actually jump onto my page, and if you click the link, it'll take you to my link tree, and you can actually download the worksheet that I'm going to walk you through right now. This is really important that you do this, friends. I really want 2021 to be profitable for you, but there's no way for you to make your business profitable if you don't know the bottom line. So every successful business out there knows their bottom line. They know how much money they have to bring in every month to turn a profit. So if you're wanting to put money in your pockets this year and money in your bank and turn this photography business into something more than just an expensive hobby, friends, then it's time to get down and dirty and do the not glamorous part of this business. So if you're here, if you're still with me, or if you've been into my profile and downloaded this worksheet, it's the cost of doing business worksheet, then you are ready. I know that you're ready and you got to do the work. So I'm going to walk you through that right now. This is kind of a soapbox for me, but I'm just really passionate about the business side of it because like I said, I hear it all the time. People, frustrated photographers wanting to know how they can level up their business, and this is one of the biggest ways, is to act like an actual businesswoman. Okay, so the first page is going to tell you to know your numbers. So this is where you're going to establish your baseline. So if you're just jumping on here, I'm walking y'all through my cost of doing business worksheet. It's free. It's in my profile. You can jump on there and download it as I'm walking you through how to establish your cost of doing business. So you're going to fill in the chart and calculate how much money it costs you each month to run your business. So this number might fluctuate as you grow. My list is not exhaustive. So I have most of the things that I outsource or my bottom line costs. I'm going to walk you through a few of them. Obviously, there's some blanks that you can fill in yours. So things like gear, if you're upgrading your gear, or maybe this is something that you carry over every year, you calculate that cost. Your computer equipment, anything that you are going to buy, you're planning for purchasing or upgrading, or maybe there are certain softwares that you have to pay monthly on. Your studio or your office, if you rent, if you have cell phone expenses, your equipment maintenance or repairs, your internet, your website subscription, domain hosting, your vehicle expenses, the list goes on and on and on. Your workshops, mentorships, online educations, communities, advertising and promotion, insurance, accounting and legal services, and on. Like I said, on and on and on here, friends. You really have to think about where you're spending your money in your business every month and write it down here. So After you calculate all of that by monthly and then also annually, how much that's going to equate to, then you're going to know how much money you need to pay your bills. So say you're bringing your monthly expenses are $400. And what if you didn't know that your monthly expenses were $400? I kind of test this out a lot. I will randomly ask other photographers, hey, what's your cost of doing business? And I'm not even kidding you, 9 times out of 10, not one of them can tell me. Friends, that does not bode well for us. That does not look good for us on the business end of things. So know how much it costs you to do your business so that you know, okay, if you have to bring in $400 just to break even, then, and you have, your sessions are $350. Well, friend, you got to do more than one to just break even. I have seen it over and over where people don't even know their bottom line and they're actually pulling money out of their own personal accounts just to run their business, when really they could just scale some of the things back so that their business is maintaining and running, at least not costing your family money. Okay. So that's just the first part. We're going to move into the second part now. So you're going to establish your billable hours. So go figure up your billable hours per year. So estimate the number of hours that you estimate that you're going to work per week, and then multiply that by 52 weeks. So make sure you account for time you intend to take on vacation or other events that might take time away from your actual work hours. So only estimate time for that in which you actually intend to work. Are you guys with me? Is this making sense? If you can't tell, I'm really passionate about this. But if you guys have questions, the reason why I did this live is because, so if you have questions, you could ask me. Okay, so you'll also want to factor in the probability that you won't be fully booked for the entire year, right? Unless you were just jamming in your business and you're already fully booked, or being fully booked is something that you're used to. But coming off of COVID, I am being more cautious in my projections, just to be smart. Okay, so for example, say you plan on working 35 hours a week for 48 weeks. So, and then you intend to take a week of vacation and allow a few weeks for retreats and workshops. So 35 hours times 48 weeks equal 1,680 billable hours. So let's say that you average booking 70% of your availabilities. 1,680 hours times 70% is 1,176 billable hours per year. Okay, friends, you have to understand this. I'm not able to leave this live. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, well, no worries there, because it will be, I'm gonna add it as an IGTV so that you can come back and rewatch it. But also the workshop is I'm literally going over the workshop. What am I saying? The worksheet. I'm going over it with you. So it will walk you through all of these steps once you do it. So hopefully I'm just explaining it to you. So then now you know how many billable hours you will have per year that you're estimating to be working. Okay, stay with me, friends. Is this making sense? I hope it is. If it's not, just say, hey, Nina, back up a little bit. Okay, so now you're going to establish your cost of doing business per billable hour. So you're going to take your total cost of doing business, so whatever it takes you, that number that you established at the first time. And then you're going to divide it by your total billable hours. So we just had an example of, 1,000, roughly 1,000 hours. And that is going to give you your hourly cost of doing business. Okay. Now we're going to keep going, friends. So you have your your cost of doing business per billable hour. Now you need to establish your cost of doing business per session. So this can be a little confusing if you're not actually seeing it in the flow of the worksheet. So now that you have that hourly cost of doing business per session, you are going to now calculate how much time each session is taking you. So for example, let's just pretend that you spend 1 hour prepping for your session, whether that's sending emails, styling your clients, etc. And then you spend 1 hour roughly round trip traveling to and from your session. And then say you have a 90-minute session and then 4 hours for post-processing all the way to gallery delivery. So in this estimation, like I said, this is just an example, you spent 7.5 hours per session. So now you can calculate, you're gonna multiply that by your hourly cost of doing business, which is going to give you how much your cost of doing business per session. Friend, this is so important that you know how much money you have to, your bottom line. So this is not you actually profiting from your session. This is just taking into account all of your costs. What are your costs, your fixed costs in your business, and then figuring out per session, you figured out how many hours you intend to work in that whole year, and then you break it really far down. Make sure that if you do all of this in the worksheet, it will walk you through this step by step. So then now you know how much your bottom line is per session. So say per your billable hour, your cost of doing business per session is $300. Well, what if you did not know this number and you were only charging $350 per your session? Friend, you're making $50 per session. That is so sad. And this is totally an example, right? And let me just say that there is a time of grinding in your business where you are just working to hone in your craft and to establish a good client customer base. And this is where you work with those numbers and making sure that hopefully when you're starting out, your bottom line isn't a ton. And if it is, you're investing in things that are going to help you get to where you want to go quicker. My number one, aside from investing in great gear, is investing in great education. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever kind of education that is, there's plenty of opportunities and resources out there, whether they're in person or online. Invest in your education. It's going to broaden your horizon and, like I said, get you where you want to go quicker, and also provide you with some amazing, hopefully you're choosing education that has a community attached to it, whether that's in person or online. So like I said, you got to establish that bottom line so that you're conducting yourself like a smart business person, that you're now able to make wise business decisions. And now you know how many sessions you have to book in the year. So then it just comes into strategic marketing. Filling your calendar, but that will be a coffee and connections for another day. So friends, knowing your bottom line is going to enable you to work smarter and not harder. It will prove to you that you have a lot invested in this career path and that you can actually charge your worth. So that's why it's called, this is what we just established is just your bottom line, and it is just that. There's really not, in my opinion, an art to pricing. It really is going to, what you charge for your sessions is going to be dependent upon your demographics, where you live, and what people are willing to pay. But the amazing thing about that is we can test the waters here, right? As your demand increases, you can raise your prices. The sky is the limit, as long as you have clients who are ready, willing, and eager to pay for your services. And let me tell you, they will be if you if they can trust you and that you've proven to be a reputable business person. Because let's be honest, we don't want to go to like some little shady, we don't want to take our car to a little shady repair shop. We want to go somewhere that's not going to mess up our car when we take it in there, right? So it's kind of like the same thing for photographers. We have to operate in such a way that sets ourselves apart from the competition in our area. So does anyone have any questions before we wrap this up now? I know that was a lot that I just spat at you, but like I said, hop into my profile and download this free cost of doing business worksheet. What a better way to kick off 2021 than to establishing your bottom line. And friends, you are probably going to have to do this once a year as your business evolves and changes, or you add things and take away from it. So I'm gonna give you all just a second just to see if anyone has any questions. I hope this was helpful for y'all. Oh, good. I'm so glad that it was helpful. You're so welcome. And I have a little question box in my stories currently asking what your struggles are right now. And sorry, I'm trying to read comments. I'm going to finish this thought and then I'll answer. So hop into my story, answer the little question box. It was asking, what is your biggest struggle currently in photography? That is going to help dictate what these lives are. And yes, just to answer your question, I will be going live every other Friday with this Coffee and Connections, just a free business training for anyone who's looking to grow in the business aspect of their business. So with that, I think we will wrap it up for now. I'm always just a DM away. If y'all have any questions, until next time, bye for now.